North Carolina Attorney General Josh Stein visits Richmond County over the opioid crisis striking the region. Richmond Community College gives away scholarships. Congressman Pittenger talks tax reform and more on your Friday edition of Live at 5. Richmond County's nightly news starts right now. Good evening and welcome to Live at 5. I'm Kyle Pillar.
And I'm Kelsey Rushing.
And Kelsey, it's Friday.
Oh,
yeah, I know.
I love Fridays.
And I'm sure just like all the folks at home, you're excited it's Friday.
I know, and you're a teacher, so I'm fairly sure you're excited.
Teachers are always ready for Fridays. Right. I can guarantee you that.
Oh yeah, I believe it. That's why I decided not to be a teacher. I would love to, but...
Well, yeah, at any rate, you know, it's good to be back on the show with
I know,
you.
It's been a while since the beginning of the show. It's been a while since
I know
we've
it
been
has
together.
been a while, so it's good to be back on set.
Right.
And folks, we have a lot of news coming your way, so now for tonight's top story. In conjunction with our opioid crisis report earlier in the week, North Carolina Attorney General Josh Stein visited Richmond County Thursday to facilitate discussion addressing the proliferation of opioid-related issues in the area. It was Stein's 19th roundtable meeting of topic since taking office in January. Joining Stein, among others, several other politicians, was Senator Tom McInnis, who is the primary sponsor of the Strengthened Opioid Misuse Prevention Act, otherwise known as the STOP Act, in the North Carolina General Assembly. Stein was quoted in saying, quote, "In 2015, painkiller prescriptions numbered more than 1.5 for every citizen in the county. This is 50% higher than the state average of one painkiller prescription per resident in North Carolina," end quote. Stein further indicated that this amount of medication was equal to 132 pills per county resident.
McInnis echoed Stein, alerting the audience of the far-reaching effects of opioids, noting how the addictive power of painkillers was such that most of all of us are affected, either directly or otherwise, by these medications. To catch a complete story, visit richmondobserver.com. And in other local news, Thursday night, Richmond Community College students, donors, and guests were all welcome to, according to Joyce McDowell, who served as a former president of the Richmond Community College Foundation, quote, "the best community college in the state of North Carolina and the East Side region," end quote. Richmond Community College, which has been a long-standing staple in the community, gave back to people and organizations who help give students a financial opportunity to attend classes through its annual scholarship banquet. The banquet celebrated the creation of 10 new scholarships, including the Dr. R. Kenneth Melvin Memorial Scholarship, given in memory of Richmond Observer's co-founder Kenny Melvin's father, who served as president of Richmond Community College for many years. For more information about Richmond Community College, visit richmondcc.edu.
November is National Adoption Month, and in North Carolina alone, there are more than 12,000 children ages 15 to 18 years old in foster care, according to statistics from the Children's Bureau. Richmond County Department of Social Services is actively seeking help to recruit foster and adoptive parents, and in doing so, has set up informational booths at the library in Rockingham and Hamlet, as well as the Richmond County DSS lobby. Anyone interested in becoming a forever home, or who have any questions regarding becoming a foster parent or adopting, is encouraged to contact Richmond County Adoptions Worker LaQuanza Brown at 910-997-8449. To learn more, read our story at richmondobserver.com.
This week's local business spotlight from the Richmond Observer contributor Cleve Baxley features Strikers Bowling Alley in Rockingham. For the full story, read on the Richmond Observer app or on richmondobserver.com.
And folks, stay with us as in just a little bit. We're going to replay Raider head football coach Brian Till's interview with Lance Jenkins earlier in the week. And of course, I want to encourage you to read my column that's up on the Richmond Observer website right now about why I truly believe Coach Till is the future for Richmond football. We'll be right back after these messages. Stay tuned.
McNair Auto Sales is the place to buy your pre-owned car, truck, or van. To be the best, it takes big selection, friendly staff, and great pricing. We guarantee a no-hassle buying experience, and financing is available right on site. So come see us today. We're located at 1026 East Broad Avenue in Rockingham. And remember, with over 40 years of experience, you know McNair is the name you can trust.
At Richmond Community College, we can prepare you for a high-skill, high-paying career in a variety of fields. From business to education, engineering, utilities, healthcare, criminal justice, information technology, and human services. At Richmond Community College, we can save you thousands of dollars on tuition through our university transfer programs that provide a seamless transition to universities and colleges throughout North Carolina. At Richmond Community College, we are always developing new courses and programs in response to the communities we serve. We offer day, evening, and online courses, and you can now complete 5 curriculum programs entirely online. At Richmond Community College, we believe in helping you prepare for a better life. Richmond Community College. Local college, big impact.
I'm Kelly. I worked at Champion Ford for 2 years.
6 years.
3 years.
1 year.
I've been at Champion Ford for 13 years.
1 whole year.
15 years.
I'm Jamie. I've been at Champion Ford for 12 years.
I've been here 8 years.
Champion prices, champion service, champion experience.
Get treated like a champion today at Champion Ford. Just down the road from high prices, championfordlincoln.com.
We are Champion Ford.
Family Pharmacy has been serving Richmond County since April 2007, and we have enjoyed getting to know our customers since then. We take our jobs very seriously, and will do whatever we can to make sure you have what you need. Come visit us on Fayetteville Road in Rockingham, and we will treat you like family.
With hospice, you guys just outdo yourselves every day. And I really appreciate it. I honest to God don't know what I would do if it weren't for you. The things that you do, I'm in approval of. And thank you. I don't know what else to say other than thank you.
And joining me now is Richmond Raiders head football coach, Brian Till. Brian, great to have you in studio today.
Great to be here. Thank you, Lane.
Well, let's talk about the season. Obviously, a tremendous season for Raider football, a tremendous turnaround season, a much-needed turnaround season to bring back some of those Raider traditions that people know, and you have certainly succeeded in that. Let's talk about what this season meant to you as your first year with the Richmond Raiders program.
Well, it was great to get our feet wet here. Tremendous staff, tremendous group of young men, and great community. A lot of support from our administration in the building, and trying to do some things that we wanted to do. And you know, the guys really responded well. A lot of hard work. Just really impressed with our young men and all the things that we asked them to do, and how they continue to tackle task after task each week. And you know, excited about what the future holds after the foundation those guys this year helped us build.
Let's talk about highlight moments this season. I got to be honest. When I moved here, and someone asked me if I'd like to get season tickets. I didn't know football was that big here.
Right.
So, but I was a season ticket holder. Right. I will tell you that, and I had a great time. Sure. So it's just an unbelievable, rich football program. Right. Let's talk about some of the moments that you had this season, some highlight moments that come to mind about this season, and what those moments meant to the success you had this season.
Well, you know, the first thing that comes to mind is obviously the first game of the year. We traveled to Reagan, and to get the win in the first game that we have there was huge. I mean, I even remember the open kickoff. Jai Stanback runs down, we get a strip and a fumble, and open kickoff of the year. I mean, that's just kind of a neat way to start everything going into this season. You know, then we play Wake Forest, which actually, you know, that's not necessarily a highlight the way the game ended up, but it was a good test early on. This is defending state champs. There 17 of 22 starters. And for us going forward, even into next year, to have that experience, a lot of these guys coming back have that experience and go, all right, that's where we want to be. So it gives us a good idea of where we want to be. Getting started off in conference play, and you know, we had only one game rescheduled this year. Was the Pine Forest game. It was on a Monday. Kids overcame some obstacles there for Monday. I think it was Labor Day too, and it just, you know, go out and get a big win there, start the conference play, and then end up second in the conference this year. And in order to do that, we had to beat 71st at home the week before we played Scotland. And, you know, we had a kind of a frustrating loss in the experience at Jack Britt. To watch our kids fight back and want to, you know, to get back in and have a chance to win the conference the last week of the season. And, you know, we scored with 2 minutes left, 84-yard touchdown pass to Jai Stanback there in the 71st game near the end. and then to play as well as we did against Scotland. Obviously you want to come away with a win. There's no such thing as a moral victory, but given the circumstances of the season, the ups and downs and the different things going on, and playing a freshman quarterback and all the different new experienced guys we had in there, guys with very little experience coming in, to have a chance to win the conference at the end of the year says a lot about how far these guys came throughout the course of the year, and just how proud we are of them.
Absolutely. Let's talk about quarterback Caleb Hood, who is a freshman in his first season, and I got to be honest, didn't look like it.
No.
Did not look like it, which is a compliment to him. You've got 3 more years with this young man. That's got to be exciting for you.
It is. It's very exciting. I mean, Caleb also, the development that you've seen, Coach Jones, Coach Denson, our offensive staff in general, all deserve a lot of credit for that. Coach Jones has been working with him, actually happened to be working with him at the 8th grade last year at Rockingham Middle, and got a chance to come up. He's our quarterbacks coach. They have a very good rapport with each other. Coach does a great job of organizing and going over specific goals for him position-wise each week, in order to bring him along. And you can really see his development throughout this course of the year. Physically, he never looked like a freshman. But early on, we really kind of scripted his development and what we were allowing him to do. And then, of course, by the end of the year, the Scotland game, you could really see him take the reins of the offense and what he was able to do. Would have liked to have kind of finished the season a little better, obviously, with the playoff, the first round playoff loss. But even there, the thing that you notice about Caleb, the demeanor that the young man has, even when things are tough, he is able to continue to just, all right, rise to the next challenge, and continue to fight. And that's what we want out of all of our guys, and he does a great job of embodying that.
Absolutely. Let's talk about next season, what your expectations are. I know we're a ways out, obviously, but you seem like the guy who wants to get better and better all the time, and I like that. Right. I know that's the goal for next year. What's the overall goal next year for the Richmond Raider football program?
Well, I think anytime you're at a program like Richmond County, all right, when you're at Richmond Senior High School, your goal every year has to be to win the state championship. I mean, we've won 7 here in the past, and that's the expectation from our community. That needs to be the expectation for our kids and our coaches going forward also. And so that's what we want to be able to vie for a state title. Obviously, we want to win the conference title on the way to that. We have a lot of guys coming back next year, a good core nucleus. We graduated 30 seniors, and a lot of times places you go 30 seniors. A lot of those guys, were still first-year starters as seniors. So we return a very strong, good core group of sophomores, juniors, and even, like I said, the freshmen. And Caleb wasn't the only freshman ended up playing this year. C.J. Tillman ended up playing some linebacker as a freshman, and even kicking. Trevor Moss came in and kicked, 2 of the last 3 games, and even in 3 of the last 5 as a freshman kicker. And man has a very strong leg. So we have a lot of key pieces coming back. And like we said, Jai Stanback, who's a junior, Bobby Terry, John Jones, just several guys along the way who are juniors going to be seniors. Several sophomores, and Jarrell White, Jaheim Covington, some of those guys who play key roles for us. And then a lot of talent coming up from an undefeated JV squad where Coach Pat Hope has done a great job there.
It certainly is a lot of talent coming up. A bright future for the Richmond Raider football program. A couple more questions. Sure. Let's talk about your leadership. You may not say this, but there's no doubt from the outside looking in that the leadership has played an integral role in the successes that this program has had this season. And I'd also think there's no doubt that, and I think most of our viewers would agree, that was needed. Let's talk about your leadership and how you think. And I know it's hard for you because you're complimentary of everybody else, maybe not so much of yourself, but help us identify what some leadership style that you've used to turn this thing around like you have.
Well, I think the big thing for me as a leader is trying to, like you said, trying to put people in place and believe in people and, work with their strengths. I think we have a tremendous coaching staff, and just trying to continually push those guys to be at their best, but also give them what they need to be at their best. As the head football coach, the good thing and the bad thing is, you don't, you get into coaching because of your relationships with the kids and because what you like to see them foster. But as you become a head coach, that becomes more about relationships with those coaches. You still have to push those kids, but really it's more about relationships with those coaches and what they're able to do. And I really hope that, believing in those guys, showing me believing in them, giving them opportunities to do things is really what I try and do. And, believing in our community. I think that, for a while there was an expectation to win here and guys wanting to win, there was a belief from folks from the outside and even folks some in the community going, well, it's not what it used to be. And I think coming in and just believing in this community again, which I do wholeheartedly, and that's not a cliche, it's not a line. It's not, I come here and I know this place is very special, and I know that, believing in this community is the thing that I hope that everyone can see, is that we're not just going to talk about state championships. We're going to really truly believe that we can achieve that here.
Well, and if you don't believe that, you should have been out there this season, because it was a clear indication that the future is bright for the Richmond Raiders program under the leadership of Brian Teal. And of course, we're glad to have you in studio today.
Yes, sir. Glad to be here. Thank you, Lance.
Folks, head coach Brian Teal joining us in studio. We will be right back for more Live at 5 news, weather, and sports right after this.
Willow Tree Antiques and Gifts is all about rustic home decor and gifts. You will always find a variety of unique antiques, vintage, and new items in our shop. Come and see our selection of housewarming, new baby, and wedding gifts. For the man in your life, we have many collectibles, Boker knives, and leather. And ladies love the jewelry, purses, candles, hats, and t-shirts. We also offer a 30-day layaway program. Come and experience shopping at Willow Tree Antiques and Gifts.
Back to Live at 5. Today's 3-day forecast is brought to you by Simply Chic Monogram Boutique. As you can see, it's really cold outside, which you should definitely stop by Simply Chic to get something warm, because I know I'm fairly cold right now, and it will be cold in the next 3 days. Saturday will have a high of 67 with a low of 35, and Sunday will have a high of 58 and a below freezing of 30 that evening. Monday will have a high of 56 and a low of 31, which is once again below freezing, since the highest for below freezing is 32. Keep that in mind. And other than that, let's go on to the desk so we can wrap up today's show.
And that's going to do it for tonight's show, folks. Of course, before we head out of here for the weekend, we want to remind you that you can check out everything we talked about tonight only on the Richmond Observer official app, Android and iPhone, as well as checking things out on our website at richmondobserver.com. Kelsey, you got any big plans this weekend?
Sleep. Mostly sleep.
Well, that's always nice. And for those of you that want to get out and be in the community, I know the Farmers Day Parade is Saturday morning in Ellerbe, the 22nd Annual Farmers Day Parade. Bring out the kids, lots of good activities.
Oh, yeah. There's always something good going on in Richmond County.
Always. Yeah. So, folks, have a great and safe weekend, and we'll catch you back here on Monday at Richmond County's Nightly News, live at 5. So long.